Hi, I am Victoria Maclean and welcome to my channel. All about pin badges. Well, maybe one or two other things as well, but it's mostly about pin badges. I've had a lovely amount of pin badges sent to me over the last so many months. Some I've paid for, some I haven't. So I'm sat next to my wonderful pin shelf that you will get a closer look at again soon. I say again because I've done a video in the last, I think, 6 months on my pin shelf, but it has changed and I've got a pile of pins here. I've got a pile of pins in front of me. I've got a pile of pins to the side of me. I have so many pin badges, it is unbelievable. But I want to also explain to you why pin badges are the new collectible item. So if you'd like to see what I have to show you today, then keep on watching. If you would like me to bring Hogwarts to you, I have no wand. Then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell as well. Let's get started. So I've got to be honest. I haven't been collecting pins for that long, as in properly collecting them. I would get the occasional Primark pins, and if I went to the Harry Potter studios, I'd get the occasional pin from Harry Potter studios, and so on and so forth. So I have got a lot of pin badges, but over the last year, I'd say that pin badges have become the new collectible item, as in for value wise. Some pins can go for as much as £500–600 just for a pin badge. Now I want to show you those pin badges as well, but first of all I would really like to kind of show you what I have been sent from Numskull. Now Numskull, bless their heart, messaged me out of the blue on Monday, and on Twitter I was really shocked, and they messaged me saying they've been watching my YouTube channel, and so hi Numskull, they've been watching my YouTube channel and they've been really enjoying it and they'd like to send me some items. Now they haven't asked me to do an unboxing for them, they just wanted to send me some items, which thank you very, very much, it's very kind of you. So me and my boys opened them, incredibly excited. So I have opened the box, but yes, they have sent to me. I will show you the pins that they've sent to me. So here we have a card from Numskull Designs. Thank you very, very much. So I'm going to show you what they have sent to me. So I'll show you the pin badges they sent me. Now they don't do a large variety of Harry Potter merchandise, but what they do is quite nice. Now I say quite nice because if I'm right in thinking, they have done a series of pins before, Harry Potter pins. Now what they also have sent to me is they have sent me a Destiny figurine, which is a duck. Now I've got to be honest with you, this is Eris Morn. I don't know much about Destiny. Now when I said I love certain subjects, I always try and get things for my boys as well, so they were happy to send me this Destiny duck, if you can see it there. Now Daniel, I told Daniel about Numskull. Now I heard of Numskull anyway, because obviously I've been collecting for almost 21 years, and Numskull have done stuff for Harry Potter stuff in the past. I feel like I'm waffling in this video today. So when I mentioned Numskull to Daniel, he got incredibly excited because a lot of his gaming merch is Numskull. He loves Numskull. So they have sent me the Destiny duck there. Now what exactly are these? These are tubs. It says tubs, cosplaying ducks. That is actually really funny. Now let's open this box and we're going to open the duck. I love the fact, right, that this duck is in a bath. It's really funny. So we've got a Destiny duck in a bath. Right, it is a, you know, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck? Now if Mr. Weasley saw this rubber duck, I don't know what he would do. This is pretty cool, look at that. That is actually very, very cool. I'm going to take it out of its packaging. I'll lose this, I won't have a chance to have this. I will probably give this to one of the boys, either Daniel or Harry. I think Harry's more into Destiny than Daniel is, but that is the rubber duck there. How cute is that in his little bathtub? Look at that, it's so cute. So I'm going to pop that down to one side, and the next one they've sent me, because I told them obviously I am a Lord of the Rings fan, okay, they have sent me a Lord of the Rings duck as well, and he is Gandalf. You can see him with his pipe, so we're going to take him out of the packaging as well. I've got to be careful because my nails have no protection on them at the moment. I have got said figurine out of the plastic, and I'm going to show, checking my nail, it's fine, it's not broken, it's fine, it's not broken. So yeah, so we've got a Gandalf in his tub, and it shows you on the side the other ducks that are available. So you've got Gandalf, he's that one, so you've got Frodo, Sauron and Legolas just there. So I will put the links down below for you to have a look at Numskull's products. Again, officially licensed products as well. So we have, oh my god, that is so cute, I love it. We have said Lord of the Rings ducky. It's Gandalf, who apparently I kept calling Dumbledore in the Lord of the Rings video. I am so sorry. I've been a Lord of the Rings fan for as long as I've been a Harry Potter fan. They continued making Lord of the Rings films, and I don't mean The Hobbit. I'm not a massive fan of The Hobbit. Then I think there is a high chance that I could have gone either way, you know, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. So I've been a Lord of the Rings fan for a very long time. So we have a Gandalf rubber ducky in his Lord of the Rings bathtub there, which is just the cutest thing ever. So I'm going to put him again to one side. I don't know, well, he should be going on my Lord of the Rings shelf, but chance will be a fine thing. He'll get pinched. Now, Numskull also sent me 3 pins, 3 sets of pins. So this is a series of pins here. Now you've got series 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. And these are made by Numskull Designs. They look really gorgeous, so I'll take them out of the packaging so you can see them better. Now with Lord of the Rings, with Harry Potter, pin badges have always been popular, but now it's to the extent where they're taking over other collectibles. So it's quite shocking, really. So we've got these pins here. So you've got Fluffy, the 3-headed dog, and the Monster Book of Monsters on that side there. We have Dobby there, and we have got the Dark Mark on there. That's 1.3. And then we have, oh, that is actually very cute. Okay, so we've got Crookshanks there trying to get the extendable ear. Just there. Crookshanks! Bad Crookshanks! Hermione, I hate your cat. And Quidditch, the badge there, that is 1.2. They're very nice. I actually hadn't noticed the Crookshanks one. Bad Crookshanks, it says on it. Oh, you love it, they're so gold. Right, okay, so they are my new Numskull pins. So thank you very much, Numskull, for sending me those. So what I want to do is talk about pin badges. And now, with pin badges, they're small. I was talking to my friend, one of my Patreons, Sandy, and one of the reasons why she loves pin badges because they are small. They are easily displayed. And you can be really inventive in how you display them. So I wanted to kind of sit by my shelf so you can see my shelf. But this isn't all my pin badges. I actually have some I can't find, which are in the attic, and I can't remember exactly how many I've got. There's that many. But I have so many. My newest pin badge is the latest Wizarding World pin. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Surely you have, especially on my social media. But we have a Bejeweled Niffler. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Now obviously this is a scene from Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, where Newt sees the Niffler in the window of the jeweller's and his arm is covered in bracelets as he tries to pretend he's a statue. And then he realises that, you know, they've just fallen off his wrist, fallen off his arm, and he tries to leg it. But how cute is he? If I could have a Niffler as my Patronus, oh my god, I would. So as far as I'm aware, he is still available. I will put the link down below for you. Now, you got early access to this Sniffler pin if you were a Wizarding World Gold member, but granted, not everyone can be a Wizarding World Gold member. So he is just the cutest thing I think I have received in a long time. So at the moment, pin badges are becoming, I want to say, the new books, if you like. It sounds silly. I mean, the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone first edition can go for over £100,000. Pin badges are tiny, and yet they can go for up to £500 to £600 depending on the pin badge. Now, as far as I'm aware, the most valuable pin badge out there, this is a replica. It's not the actual pin. I don't have £500–600 to spare. This pin badge is of Dolores Umbridge with the cups, right, on her cycling Umbridge in the Weasley Wizard Wee shop. Now, Warner Brothers brought out their very own version of this. This is a newer version and it's by another company. Warner Brothers brought out their very own version. Now, I remember seeing it in the Warner Brothers studios and I just didn't pick it up, but they can go for up to £500 now. Again, my friend Sandy posted up on, I think it was on our social media. We have for the VIPs, we have a very private group, and she posted it up on the private group chat thinking, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money to pay for a pin, and it was sold as soon as she posted it up. You know, as soon as it went live, it was sold. It's crazy. So pin badges can go for silly money, but it doesn't have to be an officially licensed pin. Now, there are companies out there that do produce their own versions of Wizarding World pins, but some of those pins can go for absolutely crazy money. I have a beautiful set coming from a company that makes their own versions of Wizarding World pins, and I know that that set alone, even though it has been an expensive set, probably the most I've ever spent on pin badges, that set alone I know will go up in value dramatically, because the company only sold a small amount of the sets and only kept their shop open for 20 minutes before it was gone. So I was very lucky to have got my hands on that set. Now, the best thing I think to do is to follow some people who collect pins on social media. I collect pins, but I mean, the pin set I've just bought is very expensive, and that's the most I've ever spent on pins. But I wouldn't go out of my way to spend that much on pin badges. One of the biggest questions I get asked about collecting, what is the best advice that you can give somebody? The best advice I can give somebody about collecting is collect what you love, not what everyone else is collecting. This is why I bought these set of pins that I'm going to be getting hopefully in the next few weeks, or arriving in the next few weeks. Those pin badges are so beautiful that I felt compelled to get them. And it's not because everybody else wanted to get them. It's because they were beautiful. They are beautiful. And I'm incredibly excited about getting them. So these pin badges that I have here are some of my absolute favourites. And some of them are worth nothing. And then some are worth quite a lot. For example, this one here I think is worth a fair bit of money. I can't say who it's by, but it is the Harry Potter photo album. And inside is a picture of Harry's mum, dad and Harry. How beautiful is that? And it's it moves as well, if you can see there. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So that is one of my favourite pins. Now, I literally bought that because I loved the look of it. It wasn't because everybody else was getting it. I loved the look. One of the pins that I have in my collection, I'm actually really shocked because people are willing to pay quite a lot of money for it, is this one. I don't know if you guys recognise it, but this is my pin badge. This is my very first pin badge that I released. And it has the 4 Hogwarts colours, or Hogwarts house colours. It has a wand, a quill, and on the top there it says always with the 3 stars, which is my tattoo. So that there was an amazing thing to have finally released, and it has my name, Victoria Maclean, on the back. but they go for between £70 and £100. There was only 100 of those pins. I have released some pins since, but it's a case of at the moment I'm struggling to keep up with everything. So I have had to shut my shop. They're not available. Those pins were sold out in 40 minutes. And they do very rarely show up on eBay. Now, one of the tips I should give you regarding collecting pins, I will show you my collection soon. Pin badges do go for a lot, and the serious collectors know how much they're worth. If you come across them just randomly and they're really cheap, then you're very lucky, but pin badges do generally go up quite a lot in value, depending on the pin badge, obviously. Now, as some advice to people who are just starting out collecting pins, I would definitely concentrate at the moment on looking at pins you love, pins that really stand out to you. Join a load of Facebook groups. There are so many Facebook groups out there that are specifically for people who are collecting, possibly wanting to sell their pins. There are a lot of groups out there that don't really necessarily like to sell, but swap, which I think is a great idea, because they generally don't want to put a massive price on this pin badge. They just want to swap it for something else that they would like as well. There are some companies out there as well on Facebook that actually don't like their products being sold for an extortionate amount of money. They would rather, if they're going to offer to sell them to someone else, that they sell them for the price that person bought it at from the shop, which I think is a great way of doing it. Now, Warner Brothers have been doing some amazing sets of late, including things like the Niffler pin. They have been producing some wonderful pin badges. They're not so big on the interactive pin badges. The Niffler was quite a rarity, I think, and I think it was a nice change to see. However, they have been producing pin badges that are different. Some of them glow in the dark, some of them move, some of them have like a 3D effect. This is a pin badge that is actually quite sought after. This was the Halloween pin badge that the Warner Brothers Studios or Warner Brothers Online released last year. I think these can go for about £150 to £200 now, if I'm right in saying that. But please be careful. Make sure that you get the officially licensed ones. They have the flying keys on the back and all the Warner Brothers details to show that it is an officially licensed item. But this sold out incredibly quickly. Another pin badge at the moment that the Warner Brothers Studios released is this one. Now, I know a lot of people have been after this one, and they do show up on eBay. This is the Hogwarts in the Snow pin. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it is almost 3D as well, the same with the pumpkin Halloween pin. And again, on the back is the flying keys and all the details down there to show that it is an officially licensed Warner Brothers item. Now, that pin badge is still listed on the Warner Brothers website, but it is not for sale. For some reason, it's still showing, but it is no longer available. Whether they're going to get more in stock, I don't know, because other pin badges that have sold out completely are no longer listed. So it's a bit strange why it's still on the website. So let's hope for the people who don't have that pin that it will show up eventually. Maybe they're going to re-release it at Christmas. I don't know. Now, they have obviously released limited edition pins. For example, obviously the Halloween one, the Hogwarts in the Snow. I don't know if that is limited edition, but it is kind of showing up. The other, but it isn't available at the moment. The other pin badge that sold out incredibly quickly and goes for quite a lot of money is this one. This is the sorting hat pin. Now, this is an interactive pin because when you received it, you received the plain sorting hat, and then you had a card with all 4 Hogwarts houses, and you chose which one you were, a piece of card, and you popped it inside the pin badge. So this one represents Ravenclaw, and of course on the back you have the flying keys and then obviously all the details down below. Again, this one I think goes for between 100 and 150, but again, I could be wrong. As I said, the best advice I can offer you when it comes to collecting pins is go and follow those pages. but also look out for companies like the Warner Brothers Studios releasing pins, and buy them when they are new. I know that the Warner Brothers Studios does ship worldwide, but I'm not 100% sure which countries they go to. Now, I'm not going to lie, my knowledge of pin badges isn't brilliant, but I really want to learn. One person I have been told to go and watch is Antonia Davitt, who is also a friend of mine, but she is a huge pin badge collector, and so make sure you go and check out her channel. I will put the link above for you to jump over there. Don't go there until after the video's finished though, come on now, you know, be nice. I feel quite professional and quite bleh in this video. I have so many pins. I'm sat amongst this mess in my room, just thinking, what on earth do I do? Because I had this planned and now I'm sat amongst them, I'm thinking there's so much. But with the pin badges, companies you should look out for, so Harry Potter pin seekers they're called, so you need to make sure you keep an eye out on that. Follow the Wizarding World Instagram account as well, because you'll see the pins there. Also join the Harry Potter fan club. I will put the link down below. You can be anywhere in the world to join that. You don't have to be in certain countries. Another company you should look out for is LitJoy. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of LitJoy. They won the Best Subscription Box of the Year award last year, which I, of course, hosted. And, you know, it's just so special. But they do some beautiful pins. They also did this for Christmas. Mine's, unfortunately, it's broken, and that's my own fault. I have every intention of fixing it. But they did a beautiful Newt Scamander suitcase. And this was like a 12 Days of Christmas kind of pin. If you want to see the proper unboxing of this, then check out the link above. Now, they did obviously 12 boxes, and inside each box was a pin badge. So it was beautifully presented, and then when you finished doing it, you could display it on this banner. Now, they were sold for ages, and I think they've now sold out on their website, but this was beautiful. So many creatures from Newt Scamander's suitcase, including some of my favourites. You've got the Niffler holding a golden snitch there. You've got the Zowu, who I love so much there. You've got Frank the Thunderbird, just absolutely beautiful. You've got Mooncalfs, love it. But this was a really nice idea. Now, I've got to be honest, LitJoy have been doing some beautiful interactive pins recently. This was the last one that I bought off the website, and this is the Burrow pin. This is beautiful. This is an interactive pin. So obviously when we say interactive, we mean that it does something. And with this, it opens up there to show the inside of the burrow. How beautiful is that? That was expensive. I think it was about $34. They can be very expensive, but they are beautiful and so worth it. Now, one of my favourite pins in my collection was from the Wizarding Trunk, and it was this one. This one apparently goes for quite a bit of money. I'm not 100% sure how much, but it does. It's a Yule Ball invitation, but it is my most favourite pin in my collection. It is so incredibly beautiful. But that I absolutely love, and that was from the Wizarding Trunk. I've got so many pins. So this is my pin shelf. I have got so many pins on here, it's unbelievable. So we have pins from the unofficial side, from the official side to pins that I've created. We've got pins that aren't necessarily Harry Potter. We've got a Lord of the Rings one there from one of the latest boxes I had. We've got pins that I've created. We've got one there called You're a Wizard. We've got so many. We've got the Loot Crate, the Horcrux collection here. We've got pins like the Cursed Opal necklace, which is there. How beautiful is that? I honestly don't know who I bought that off. It's from a company and I can't remember. We've got pins from Geek Gear. We've got pins from, oh my god, what else have we got pins from? We've got pins from, I think we've got pins from Hagrid's trunk on here as well. GUI Studios as well. We've got pins from Numskull on here. What else have we got? We've got pins from Primark on here. The Grey Lady on here. We've got so many wonderful pins. This one apparently is now sold out in the Wizarding World in Florida. I'm actually very shocked. This one is a chocolate frog pin. proper 3D pin, interactive pin, and inside is a chocolate frog that actually smells of chocolate. But I bought that when I was in Florida 3 years ago. So I'm actually very shocked. I thought that would be sold forever, but it's not. Another pin people go crazy over is this one. This is the Slughorn Hourglass, officially licensed Warner Brothers pin. They are still available to buy from the Universal Orlando Studios, and their items are actually available worldwide. So it's really amazing that, because I mean, postage is expensive. But when you have the most amazing items at your fingertips, it doesn't matter how much you put in your basket, it's the same amount anyway. So it's a really, really lovely shop to go to. Another shop, another pin badge I've had recently is two of these. Two Geek Gear favourites. So we've got Bellatrix Lestrange there, her mask, and this beautiful Hogwarts counter pin, both from Geek Gear. Now, I don't know if this one's still available to buy, but this one comes in their house boxes, and it's just beautiful. I'm a bit disappointed that Ravenclaw are losing in that one, but we can't have everything, can we? But it's so beautiful. So the Wizarding World pin seekers actually do boxed pins as well. The first boxed pins they did, if I remember rightly, were the 4 Hogwarts houses. And each box had 6 pins, and which represented the Hogwarts houses. So obviously in my pins I had in Ravenclaw, I had things like the Ravenclaw diadem, the Grey Lady, and so on. In Gryffindor they had things like the Gryffindor sword, Godric Gryffindor's sword. In the Hufflepuff one they had things like the Hufflepuff cup, and in the Slytherin one they had things like Nagini and so on. And each box had 6 pins. Now this one I wasn't so fussed on, but you know when you just have to get it because it's like it's part of the set. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a massive one of following trends and getting things because everybody else is buying it, but when you start buying the set, you feel compelled to continue buying the set. So it's a complete set. So this one was the Hogwarts pets. Now I would show you the 4 Hogwarts houses, but they have been put away in a trunk, and last time I tried to touch that trunk I ended up pulling my back, so I ain't touching it. So we have this one here. Once you open it you can see you've got 6 Hogwarts pets. So you've got Fang, Crookshanks, Scabbers, Trevor, and Arnold and Hedwig there. So they're beautiful, those, and they come in such a beautiful presentation box. I love the way they present these boxes. But then the newest one is just amazing. I absolutely love this one. So this was the latest one that they released. This is the Shops of the Wizarding World, and I think this is based in Diagon Alley. I have to open it to have a look. But the Harry Potter fan club pin seeking, and then around it you've got these little symbols of different shops on each one. So I really love it. I love it. I really love it. Did you know that? I love it. So here we have, no, this is actually Shops of the Wizarding World as in the Wizarding World. So it's Honeydukes and places like that. So it's Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. So we have the Shops of the Wizarding World there. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. So we've got Honeydukes, Weasley Wizard Wheezes, Madame Malkin's Rose for All Occasions, Ollivanders, Elop's Owl Emporium, and Quality Quidditch Robes. So that's a really, really lovely set. So I'm hoping they release more of those, because there's so many shops out there in the Wizarding World that you want to represent, like Borgin and Burkes. What is it with me? I'm such a dark horse, such a dark witch. So yeah, this is literally an incredibly difficult video for me, because it's kind of, it's like showing you guys maybe 300 items in one video, and I ain't got time to show you 300 items. You know, it's just not happening. Okay, so here's a kind of, you know, scenario. You've got your pins that you absolutely love, right? And you want to show them to the entire world. What do? You get a very Nico book bag. It is a book bag. And you display your pins on it. So this is a very Nico bag, Harry Potter officially licensed bag. that is available through Very Nico exclusively, and it's amazing. This whole area here is a window, and you can put your pin badges on the window. So you poke them through here, and then inside is a special pocket where you fix them. There is your first pin there, which is a Dementor, and you can display all your favourite pin badges on here. So that is a brilliant, brilliant design that is starting to catch on with more companies. So I've turned the shelf lights off so we can see these a bit better, but these are my favourite pin badges. They are absolutely beautiful, and I love them so much. Now, I have done many videos showing my pins before. This is more of an updated version. So if there's any pins that you like the look of and you don't know where they're from, because I haven't mentioned it in my video, please will you let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to tell you where they are from. A lot of these pins, honestly, I don't remember where they've come from, but they are so beautiful. This one is one of my favorites. It is a glow-in-the-dark pin of the prophecy orb, but it's so beautiful. I think these are actually still available, but I can't remember who it's by. We have these gorgeous ones from GUI Studios, absolutely stunning, who did the Hogwarts classrooms and the common rooms of each class, each Hogwarts house. Things like their Defence Against the Dark Arts, and we got that's the Trelawney classroom, and then we have this beautiful Harry Potter pin there as well. So I've got some stunning items, including pins that I've made. We've got the Yule Ball decoration there. We've just got some stunning, we've got Ollivanders, Chocolate Frogs. We've got the beautiful mermaid window as well by the Warner Brothers Studios. We've got some stunning Beauxbaton ones down here. Absolutely gorgeous. I love pin badges, but I'm a latecomer to pin badge collecting, so I definitely recommend you go and check out Antonia Davitt's channel, because she delves into pin badges a lot more. Now down here you will see that I have literally a pile of pins at the moment. So these are the latest ones by Geek Gear. So you've got this one here, you've got Errol there, we've got that Geek Gear pin as well there, another Geek Gear pin. It's because I don't have room to put them, and another Geek Gear pin. We've got pins like this Phoenix Tears pin from Mist and Magic. We've got this pin by GUI Studios of Draco Malfoy. We've got another one there of Harry as well by GUI Studios. We have this one as well, which is absolutely beautiful, just stunning. We have Ron and Lavender pin there as well. I think that was from Geek Gear. We've got a lovely Love Potion pin. Again, that's the Wizarding Trunk exclusive. That's lovely. Then we've got, these are location pin badges from Loot Crate. These are officially licensed. So we've got this one, Madame Malkin's Robes for All Occasions by Loot Crate as well. We have this pin. I don't know who it's by, but it's so cool. Nicola Flamel's special kind of location pin. We have a Scabbers pin there. I think this is by Geek Gear. We have the Black Family Crest just here pin. Again, I'm not sure who that's by. So we've got May Contain a Dragon there. And you've got a gorgeous dragon inside from the Wizarding Trunk. And then we have these as well from Mr. Magic. So we've got a Hippogriff there. So we've got Buckbeak. We've got this one as well, which is really nice. And then we have Basilisk Venom there. How cool is that? They are from Mr. Magic. And then these are pin badges that I've put in this case, but I haven't been able to display it anywhere. So these are just kind of pins that I like the look of, but I'm not like overly excited about, if you know what I mean. Apparently that undesirable number 1 there is worth a bit of money, but I don't know how much, so maybe somebody could tell me. Then we have things like the Quibbler Undesirable #1, Weasley Wizard Weasley Unlucky Dip. This is a weird interactive pin because I bought it thinking it was great, and then when I got it I wasn't that fussed. Everybody's been going on about it, but I don't think much of it, if you know what I mean. It's like a nighttime in the Forbidden Forest, and then when you open it, it's creatures from the Forbidden Forest inside. So I'm not really fussed. I think it's the Wizarding Trunk, that one. So, you know, we've got some lovely pins in here. It's just, I don't know, they're just not ones that I'm overly excited about. That one down there is a Loot Crate one that I think that was one of the first Loot Crate pins I ever had. And then we've just got so many pins from places like Primark and so on. So don't get me wrong, they are really lovely, but they're not my favourite, if that makes sense. So I'm not it sounds really silly, I'm not a massive pin collector. However, I'm starting to appreciate them far more. And I've been collecting for almost 21 years. So you think to yourself, well, over 21 years, you're gonna have a lot of pins to show for it. And I've collected pins here and there, the occasional pins. Recent months, I've been far more involved in collecting pins. And I think, personally, it is an incredibly good investment when it comes to collecting. And the good thing about it is it doesn't really matter how many pins you have. It's the fact that they are small enough to store it away in a box or in a tiny little cabinet like this or on a shelf like this. So it's easy for someone who has a minimal amount of space to collect pins and display them as well. I know people who have been making their own pin displays with fabric, like for example this banner from Litjoy. It's so simple, and yet there are 12 pins on here. But if you wanted to, you could put far more pins on something like this. So they are really worth it, and they don't weigh much, so you can hang them up on your wall. So they are really good. But also what I love about pins is that there's so much that goes into the detail of them, and it's so tiny. I mean, look at this one. Look at that. How beautiful is that one? It's so gorgeous. I can't even remember where that's from, but it is such a beautiful pin. So yeah, this video feels like it's kind of been a lot of information. I've tried to show you some of my pins, tell you about collecting, guide you in the right direction as well for collecting. And I haven't mentioned certain companies that like to create their own versions. I hope I've given you enough information to kind of look at certain places. eBay is a great place to look for pin badges. The people in the UK, Shpock is a really good place as well. Not to mention Facebook, as I said, check out those Facebook groups. Instagram as well, a brilliant place for knowledge when it comes to things like this. And Google Images as well. It's surprising when you want to look for Harry Potter pin badges, what comes up on there. There are so many different pin badges. But my best advice, if you're new to this, when you want to buy things, is definitely join these groups. Get them while they first get released, because as soon as they get released, you can guarantee, like Noble Collection discontinues their items, if the pin badges get discontinued and they were popular, they will only go up in value, especially if they were only in small supply. What do you think of the pin badge collection? What do you have pin badges yourself? Do you like collecting them? I'd love to know what you have in your collection. I hope this video has been informative. It's a bit of a long-winded video, but I hope it's been informative. Until next time, take care. I love you all, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye-bye. check out more of my content, take a look at this video right here or this video right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe.